Good morning. Oh God, I look horrible and funny. So I have this, what do you call headband bandana, because I think I mentioned before, but I have a lot of baby hairs and I do not feel comfortable with just the hairnet when it comes to baking. So I like to be extra cautious, and I ordered these, which I love. They do cover my ears and pretty much it grabs all of my hair. So I have a hairnet and this. It's early morning, it's December 31st, and I only decided to do pre-orders because today is a special day. It's my anniversary, my wedding anniversary. Besides, it's New Year's Eve, and last week was chaotic, so I wanted to take it extra slow so I can get time to enjoy with my family, with my husband. So I only did pre-orders, and I think I have like 10 pre-orders total, enough to keep me busy. So last night I left my English muffins rising, sandwich bread, cinnamon rolls, and I think, yeah, those are drinks. And I need to start shaping the English muffins. I need to pretty much also shape the sandwich bread. I left everything rising last night, and every time I do that, I can't sleep because I always feel like everything is gonna overproof. So I went to sleep at midnight. Then I woke up at 2 in the morning to check on the dough, which wasn't rising at all yet. And right now it's 6 in the morning, and a few things are ready to be shaped, like the English muffins and the sandwich bread. And then I'm gonna get started with the fire because the big room where I bake, it's quite cold, so I want things to rise a little bit faster because the pickup time is at noon, so I want things to kind of speed up. But that's the plan. I prepared all of my sourdough on, when was it? Tuesday night? Yeah, I think Tuesday night. So I have it today in the fridge. And I'm gonna do only one load because that's what I have. I'm not baking any extra. I'm not putting my stand up. Whenever I see someone coming to pick up the orders, I would just hand it at the door, and which I usually don't do that. But again, I don't want a stressful day. I'm kind of traumatized because of Christmas Eve. And what happened on Christmas Eve is that I overmixed my dough, and I had to redo a lot of things. When you overmix your dough, you make it so elastic that no air bubbles can trap in the dough to rise. So the texture is kind of like an overchewed gum. I know it sounds gross, but that's how it felt, and it wasn't rising. So I had to redo a lot of things in short period of time, like the cinnamon rolls, the English muffins, the bagels. Yeah, it was chaotic, but I don't even think about it anymore, and I just want to focus on the Christmas Eve pre-orders and get going because it was quite smooth this week. Again, there weren't many, but I'm quite happy with the amount of orders that I got. So I already shaped two sandwich breads, which are enriched, and I needed to do a second rise. And for that, I'm gonna use my oven, the proofing feature that it has, so it rises a little bit faster. And in the meantime, I'm gonna turn on my deck oven so it preheats, because it's gonna take about an hour and a half, 15 minutes. And also, while that's going on, I'll be shaping the English muffins. I think I probably have around 32 English muffins to shape, so there's not many. And then after though, I'll do the cinnamon rolls. So let's go with it. Alrighty, so first let's set up the timer. So for about 70 minutes. So that'll be an hour and 10 minutes. So I can check on it. Okay, that's fine. Close the door. Already adjusted the dials. And the countdown begins. And also let me show you what I have to shape. So these are einkorn English muffins. I have probably around 16 here to shape, and these are just regular English muffins. And in here I have my enriched dough for the cinnamon rolls. And that was the last thing that I mixed last night, so it's the one that it's a little behind. So I'm gonna start with the regular English muffins and start going. Sadly, I forgot to charge my tripod. I wasn't planning on filming, to be honest, because I have been into such a relaxed mood that I think I needed to take a break for the longest, and I have been going overboard with bread except Christmas Eve. So I've been trying to be as relaxed as possible so I don't stress myself, because I remember I also work a part-time, and I do payroll. So this time of the year it's a lot of work, because a lot of employees are trying to update their earnings, their contributions, benefits. Oh my gosh, it's chaotic. So I've been quite busy at work, and yesterday I felt tired. I wasn't overwhelmed, I was just tired, because it has been long days at work, at the office work, and then come home and prepare the things. I haven't had much time, to be honest, and I have been only able to pretty much prepare my bentons, line them with which what I do is napkin. But other than that, I haven't done much for my bakery because I haven't had time. I have been cleaning my house. That's what I've been doing the most. I've been pretty much separating the toys that my kids don't use, and we donate them, and also do the same things for the things that we don't use. Either throw them away or donate them. My husband cleaned the garage because it wasn't even walkable, because we had so many boxes from orders, from Christmas presents. So we have been pottering around the house. So doing things here and there, a little bit of everything. And also sleeping. I've been sleeping way more than what I usually do. And it's funny because I usually go to bed around 11, and many times midnight, and then I wake up at 7. Obviously, it's not a good habit, but for the past 2 weeks up until Christmas Eve, we have been sleeping way more. That it's funny that your body's not used to it. My body hurts in the morning because we're laying in the bed longer. I don't know. That's my theory, but yeah, our bodies are not used to sleeping more, and we get backaches. Yes. So it's hard to find the balance, right? You're trying to give your body more rest, but your body's like, no, this is not what I'm used to. So anyways, that's why I'm doing less, because it's a special day. I'm not going overboard. It's the end of the year. I'm very, very happy as to what I have accomplished. And again, this is all thanks to my local community, but mostly my husband. I think I mentioned before, but not a lot of bakers, micro bakers, give credit to their husbands, or partners, or whoever is helping them behind, because it's a lot. Even though I'm only baking 10 orders, I didn't have anything prepped. I didn't have anything frozen. I usually do freeze cookies and scones, and my husband did the scones last night. So and without his help, again, I'll probably go to bed at 2 in the morning, because I use fresh oranges. It takes a lot of time. Preparing takes the longest, yes. And in general, the more prepared you are, the smoother things will be, right? So and again, I was able to prepare a little more last night because of my husband, and we went to sleep at midnight. So it did take some time. So let me dump this baby out. I don't think it's overproof, no. My sandwich bread wasn't overproof for sure. I just shaped it. I only had 2 sandwich loaves, which it isn't a lot, right? So the plan is shape this again. Once the deck oven is ready, I will bake my sourdough in there, and only 1 load, and then I'm pretty sure the rest of this will be baked in my home oven because it's not a lot, and it's not good to use a deck oven. Even though I can only turn on 1 level, I can only leave 1 level on, it's still, I feel like it's a lot of heat. The stones retain a lot of heat, and things don't necessarily bake the best when the temperature are high, unless it's something that requires a high temperature, right? So many times the cinnamon rolls will get dark quickly but not be ready in the inside when I take the temperature. And the English muffins, I'm gonna do them in a griddle. So I have a small griddle and I'm gonna do them there, and it'll be more than enough. I do have a few cookies to bake and a few scones. Oh, and I think the most things that I have to do is gluten-free. I do offer gluten-free bread, which I mixed yesterday. Gluten-free sourdough, by the way. And I prepared all of that last night. It was the first thing that I mixed before I touch any other flour, because I do avoid cross-contamination. And even though they're mixed in separate machines, you know, because flour can be in your air and things like that. So that was the first thing that I did. And I will also most likely be baking in my home oven. So I think my home oven is going to get used quite a bit today. So here it is, 80 grams of English muffins. I do 80. And let me see how many ounces is that. 80 grams. Let's see. So it's close to 3 ounces. So it's a good size. When it proofs or ferments nicely, it doesn't look like a 3 ounce English muffin. It looks bigger because it gets nice and fluffy and big. I'm lining my pans in the back with flour so it doesn't stick. And I have 2 separate pans because I have two kinds of English muffins. I have the einkorn, and then this is the regular bread flour English muffins. And go back to grams. 100. So I guess let me just pre-cut all of the dough. I'm gonna pre-cut it, and then I'm gonna start shaping them. Again, I finally learned how to use the bench scraper, a metal one, because I'll use scissors to cut my dough, especially my bagels, my English muffins. And I noticed it wasn't too efficient. So I dedicated to practice, and it paid off. Alrighty, I hope you can see something. So This room is quite dark. Yeah, it is dark. At some point, I'm gonna have some lights installed above me, so I have better lighting whenever I want to record, and in general, just to see. Because when I wake up early, it's quite dark in here. Alrighty, I think I like 16. So let me finish this quickly, and then I'll show you the end. The end of shaping my English muffins. So it's already 7:10 in the morning, and I'm gonna get baking with my gluten-free. And how I do it, it's pretty much a double pan method. I line it with parchment paper pretty much, and then I do a small scoring in the middle so the crust doesn't break up pretty much. This is what it looks like once you flip it over. Sometimes it will stick because the sourdough for gluten-free is quite wet. So I try to add a healthy amount of rice flour so it doesn't stick as much into the Benetton lining. But it's pretty good. So it's ready. And then with another pan, I come in and then use these metal clips. Oh, well, obviously I can't do it one-handed. Oh, well, never mind. Okay. So I'll do the same for the rest of the three, and then I'll bake them for about 30 minutes once it reaches the 450 temperature. And no water, no steam. They're pretty much just baked with its own steam due to the double pan baking method. So off they go for about 30 to 35 minutes. Don't forget to put your timer. Let's start with 30 minutes. So I have a few minutes to spare as my oven is coming to temperature, my deck oven. And now I'm gonna get baking my gluten-free English muffins, which is only 4, but it will take probably 10 minutes total. So I'm just gonna get baking with those in my griddle. I showed you before, but I use the Presto tilt and drain big griddle. I already have my gluten-free baking. I only have about 15 minutes left. And then I will load up my sourdough. And lastly, I will do my cinnamon rolls. So this is the big griddle. I use cornmeal. And this is how they look. They look nice, big and fluffy already. And I let them ferment or proof last night. These are sourdough as well, so gluten-free sourdough English muffins. All right, now we're gonna cover them with another tray so it retains the steam and it bakes evenly. They look really nice. I know it's loud, but I have to turn on my fan. So I'm taking the temperature, reading the temperature for the gluten-free, 209. So they're ready. They look like a regular bread, to be honest. These smell so good because it has butter and milk as well. This is not a dairy-free, gluten-free bread, so it does have dairy. But look. And the English muffins. It's for the same customer, so she only ordered a pack of 4. And these. So the first batch is in. I have about 10 minutes left. I do see them with a belly. I hope you can see, but some of them are opening up, expansion. Those are my favorite. Those are for my family, the four of them. So it's everything bagel seasoning with red pepper and sharp cheddar in the inside. Well, the inclusion is with cheddar, sharp cheddar with more hot pepper in the inside. We absolutely love those. I do love spicy things, so I made a few for my family, and then I think we'll keep probably 2 and slicing them and freeze them because we absolutely love it. They look so good. Le falta un poco. Pretty fast. This is a rye that I'm trying out for ourselves. This one I'm pretty sure overproofed a bit, but it's walnut with cranberry and shaved butter. And the back is everything spicy, everything cheddar. I made extra English muffins for us. Everything here is pretty much for my family. I already packed everything for the pickups. Again, family favorite. I added a lot of cheese. New cookies for my little monsters. Scones for my dad. And here are the pre-orders. I already had someone pick up the orders. I left the bags a little open because it might be a little warm since the room is warm. The bread had plenty of time to cool down. It's just the ambient temperature is quite warm because of the fire stove. But everything pretty much is done for 2025, the last bake of 2025. And the fun part is to clean everything else, this table, most likely clean the oven too because of the cheese. Bits of the bread kind of got stuck at the back. And if you don't remove them on the next bake, it will start to burn or smoke. Like these bits. So from here it's all about cleaning. I have my bentons drying on top of the oven. Always make sure you dry them first before you use them a second time, because in the past they molded on me, so I had to throw away the bread, the bentons. So always let them dry in between. But we have to go do some cleaning. Who's the cleaner?
I'm the cleaner.
Yes, he's a cleaner.